the Education Bureau's new 4-3 plan, effective September, eliminates special inspections for under-enrolled primary schools facing closure. Zero class designation for Primary 1, meaning no government funding, while allowing schools to apply for private Primary 1 operation. The plan bars schools from reapplying if they've been designated zero class in the past 6 years and previously used this solution. Successful applicants must operate the Primary 1 class privately for 6 years, making revival more difficult and increasing the risk of school closures. St. Carolus School, a pillar of the Central and Western District for over 70 years, faced a temporary setback 2 years ago with insufficient Primary 1 enrollment, resulting in 0 allocated classes. While small class teaching wasn't fully implemented district-wide at the time, the school was granted permission to suspend Primary 1 for a year, regaining eligibility for allocation the following year. Enrollment subsequently rebounded. Headmaster Lee Wing-Ka, reflecting on the school's near closure and subsequent recovery, expressed gratitude for the dedicated teaching staff and acknowledged the school's fortunate circumstances. He described the Education Bureau's newly announced school rescue plan as stringent, noting the increased conditions and hurdles in each option, adding that faced with such a situation today, he would be at a loss. Hong Kong universities saw nearly 70% of their ranked subjects improve in the Kwok-Wirelli-Simmons QS World University Rankings by subject, with 6 subjects placing in the global top 10, led by the University of Hong Kong's dentistry program at number 2 globally. Two Hong Kong medical schools and Hong Kong Sanatorium and Hospital received histotripsy systems, a non-invasive liver cancer treatment, thanks to a donation from the Li Ka-shing Foundation. However, with the University of Hong Kong transferring its system to Hong Kong Adventist Hospital, all devices will be used exclusively in private hospitals, raising concerns about their absence from the public healthcare system. The government responded that the public system has a rigorous process for adopting new medical technologies, ensuring fair and prudent use of public resources. The origin or funding of any treatment does not influence this process. Li Ka-shing Foundation's donation of histotripsy machines to 2 local medical schools, intended for liver cancer treatment, has raised concerns after it emerged that the devices may primarily serve 3 private hospitals. Legislator Chan Hoi Yan expressed concern over the potential impact on public patients, citing high private hospital fees and the risk of patients missing out on treatment due to financial constraints. She suggested the hospital authority explore collaborations with private hospitals to facilitate referrals for public patients needing this treatment. A former hospital authority executive noted the authorities need to consider resource allocation, budget, and staffing when introducing new technologies. During recent exterior wall repairs at the Central Source Center in Sheung Wan, a previously undetected, double-layered terrazzo issue was discovered in 2023, halting the project. This necessitates a second major renovation this year, contracted to the same builder as the first, totaling over 30 million Hong Kong dollars each time within 2 years. Some owners suspect negligence in the project's management, prompting a petition to the Home Affairs Department for an investigation into the responsibility. For this second project, A owners' meeting is scheduled for tomorrow to address the alleged misconduct. The central-located Chung Yuen Center, a commercial and residential building completed in 1980, comprises a shopping mall, ground floor, lower ground floor, first and second floors, and 2 air-conditioned rooms on the 3rd floor. Land registry records show that Mick Bao Limited owns 115 shops on the ground and lower ground floors since acquiring them in 1988, while Super One Company Limited owns 89 units encompassing the ground, 2nd floor, and the 3rd floor air-conditioned rooms. The Kadoorie Farm and Botanic Garden, KFBG, announced the first confirmed sighting of an Eurasian otter at the Hong Kong Wetland Park, a significant discovery within the Mai Po Nature Reserve's suitable habitat, following a previous sighting in Santin last year. KFBG released footage documenting the otter's presence and will now analyze collected scat to determine if it belongs to the same individual seen elsewhere. The Civil Engineering and Development Department announced yesterday that approximately $8.50 million in funding from the Lantau South Conservation Fund has been allocated for 2023-24. With the largest grant of approximately 4.04 million Hong Kong dollars going to the Hong Kong Birdwatching Societies Between Mountains and Seas, Shui Hao Nature Conservation Management Plan. The plan uses methods like rice paddy restoration to preserve the Shui Hao wetland and farmland environment, providing vital habitat and food sources for various bird species, including the critically endangered yellow-breasted bunting, Emberiza areola. A new round of applications is currently being accepted. The Kai Tak Sports Park, despite only recently opening, has faced several controversies, including an incident involving the eviction of spectators from a snooker match. To address these challenges and ensure smooth future operations, the Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism, Catherine Falk, has proposed a top-down communication mechanism with a designated spokesperson to handle public inquiries. LEG co-member Eunice Young further suggested establishing a coordinating group with relevant government bureaus to facilitate regular reviews and a successful transition period for the park. Hong Kong police arrested 5 individuals, 2 Vietnamese men and 3 local residents, in connection with at least 22 copper pipe thefts across the city, with losses exceeding 1 million Hong Kong dollars. The arrests followed a recent spate of similar incidents. Two female passengers on a Cathay Pacific flight from Sapporo to Hong Kong in January were charged with common assault after a dispute over a crying child escalated into a pillow fight. The case was resolved with both defendants signing a good behavior bond for 2 years with a $1,500 payment. The government's chronic disease co-management pilot scheme expands to designated public primary care clinics starting October 28, providing vital preventative screenings and care for vulnerable communities. Sufficient resources are allocated to meet anticipated demand, 6,000 to 10,000 annual slots, with ongoing monitoring and investment in nurse training and staffing to enhance screening capabilities. Hong Kong Disneyland reported a break-in at a warehouse in Mystic Point, resulting in the theft of approximately 3 million Hong Kong dollars worth of electronics. Police are investigating and have arrested at least 3 suspects. No Disneyland employees were involved. Legislative Council elections are scheduled for the end of the year. A recent poll reveals significant public dissatisfaction with the current council's performance, prompting calls for more capable and committed candidates to run in the upcoming election. Following the release of the latest budget last month, Financial Secretary Paul Chan engaged in a dialogue with Hong Kong youth. While the budget's cancellation of the $2,500 student allowance sparked some debate, the government's commitment to supporting families and young people remains steadfast, with existing initiatives such as the newborn baby bonus and expedited public housing applications continuing to provide crucial assistance. Former Chief Executive and Vice Chairman of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, CPPCC, Leung Chun-ying, recently criticized the influx of talent scheme applicants who, after approval, did not work in Hong Kong, instead prioritizing their children's education and obtaining residency. Secretary for Labor and Welfare, Chris Sun-yuk Han, defended the policy, stating that allowing these individuals to explore Hong Kong before securing employment benefits the city through increased consumption, and that data on talent scheme renewals will be released mid-year. An 86-year-old woman with dementia, residing in a nursing home in 2021, experienced multiple hospital admissions due to refusing food. She passed away in December of that year. The coroner's inquest heard testimony from the son who questioned the medical professionals' decision to discharge his mother despite her refusal to eat, resulting in 4 emergency ambulance calls in one night. However, the nursing home staff maintained that they did not prevent her from being readmitted to the hospital and that she had received a medical assessment at the time.